been in past. A guy certainly who was locked in every single time he took the court for the Aztecs. The great DJ Gay with us here on Xtra 1360. DJ, how you been?
I'm doing good. Yourself?
Well, the big thing we're trying to do, and we're rolling out our junior psychiatrist couches in the process, is trying to find out and decide what makes Kawhi Leonard tick. You played with the guy. You broke bread with the guy. You knew him as well as anybody else. What makes him go?
You're asking what gets him upset? What makes him wind up?
Just what makes him tick? What drives him?
I would say the fear of failure. Number one. I would say this is a kid who came on campus. He was a man on a mission from day one. So anytime things didn't go right basketball on the court, that's where that drive came from. That fear of failure. You knew day one that he wanted to be in the NBA and he wanted to be a great player. So if anything got in his way, that's what made him tick.
DJ, we know that the talent of basketball that you played on San Diego State, all over the court, up and down your starting five and onto your roster, that was a ton of basketball talent. Is there a moment that you realized that Kawhi Leonard was just different and maybe had a chance back then to think he would go on to have a nice NBA career?
It really didn't hit me up until maybe halfway into the season because Kawhi, naturally in practice or early on, you didn't really notice he did anything great. And then all of a sudden you look up 10, 12 games later, and you see that the kid is averaging a double-double. And it was effortless. And once we realized that, well, we can count on this kid to get, 12, 13 rebounds and 12 to 14 points every single game, that automatically, separated him from everybody else. The knack for the ball and just how easy it came to him. I mean, a lot of his points were garbage points, or it wasn't like we drew up plays for him, but we didn't have to call his name to score. We didn't have to go out there and say Kawhi play defense and rebound. So the fact that he can guard every single position, and on top of that, still come out with double-digit points, that really separated him.
Aztec basketball great DJ Gay with us here on Costa and Richards. DJ, was he ever vocal in the locker room, maybe after practice or halftime of a game, before a game?
No, he wasn't. I mean, he was quiet all the time, and I tell people, I said, I played with him for 2 years, and I think out of 2 years, he maybe had 5 or 6 conversations that went past 10 sentences. So that was just Kawhi. I mean, the most he talked was on the court, and that was, just basketball talk. But he was always quiet and didn't have much to say.
But was he happy?
As long as we were winning, he was happy. As long as we were winning.
DJ Gay with us on Xtra 1360. Some of your greatest moments as Aztecs basketball fans. DJ Gay was right there leading the way. Did you see? I mean, obviously, NBA Finals MVP. That's something where it does depend on where you go, and for him to go to San Antonio meant so much. But now it's like he can lead in a number of different areas for a number of different teams. Did you foresee the argument of, is Kawhi Leonard the best basketball player in the world? Or does it even shock you to see what you're about to tune into tonight in Game 1 of the NBA Finals?
It does shock me. I did not see it coming, but what I did know is I knew he had a crazy work ethic, and the time that he put in at San Diego State when nobody was there watching, some would call it unhealthy, but due to his work ethic and his God-given abilities, I knew he would have a long career in the NBA. I knew he would do well there. He was built for it. Now, for him to go out there and average, 30 something points and still rebound in the way he does, I did not see that coming, but I knew that something great would come with his great work ethic.
DJ, what do you think he does as far as once this season is over? You think he stays in Toronto, or we know what he went through losing his dad when he did, and how close he is with his mom and other members of the family. You think ultimately he ends up in Southern California again?
I think that's where he wants to be. I think if Toronto can make a pretty good run in this final, I think the only way of keeping Kawhi is to give him a couple more pieces to play with. I mean, we all seen how many minutes and how hard and how exhausted he is after the games, and anybody who's been in that situation knows that doesn't lead to a long-term career. So I think putting himself in a situation where he can still play his game, but he's not required to play 95% of the game for longevity, I think that's something he's definitely considering.
DJ, one more question. I know that Costa and I are asking you to be a little bit of a shrink, and both Costa and I played sports in college. And when you're in college, you're pretty focused on yourself. So I understand if you don't necessarily have the answer to this one, but you did say that what motivated Kawhi was a fear of failure. And I'll ask you, do you have any guess at where the fear would stem from?
I would guess that him not knowing what would happen if basketball didn't work out. I know, with him and his father's relationship, and back in high school, once he started getting recruited and he put his all into basketball, like I said, him putting in 6-7 hours a day of basketball-related stuff, I don't think Kawhi knows what Plan B is. So, and that's, like I said, when at San Diego State, all we talked about was basketball. It was, you saw him, he was in the gym. You say, hey, Kawhi, well, what are you doing tonight? I'm going to the gym. So just knowing him and knowing the time that he put in, I think that fear of failure of not knowing what's going to happen once that ball stops bouncing.
Who are you pulling for?
Of course I'm going for Kawhi.
Okay, I'm just making sure. Maybe you had some secret love of the Golden State Warriors or something. We just have to get it out on the table. DJ, always appreciate the time, man. Thanks for the insight on Kawhi today.
Yeah, no problem.